I just want to talk briefly today about YouTube's absolutely terrible copyright policies and how they have affected me on all of my experiences on this entire platform as a YouTuber. So a brief explanation, copyright laws basically protect this thing called intellectual property, and it basically just makes sure that the owner is accredited to being the owner and attributed to being the actual owner of this kind of information. And this usually applies to pictures, songs, art, videos, etc., etc. YouTube has a very, very bad copyright system that pretty much automatically copyrights your videos on songs that other people stole from the actual artists. Like take for instance, there is a very popular funk song, and basically what happened is that somebody made a super slowed version of it, and I used it on a short, and apparently YouTube actually thought that that person was the original creator of the song because it sounded different from the original track. And this is just one example of many that has happened to me and that has happened to lots of other creators on YouTube. And for some reason, YouTube is starting to push this strongly on YouTube Shorts. There is a Shorts policy in which if your shorts are under a minute long, it should be good for, copyright soundtracks for the most part. But apparently if it's 1 minute in 1 second or 1 minute in 2 seconds, we're not having that here. And it gets counted as an actual video in YouTube's copyright policies, which is actually very strange. And YouTube oftentimes, I'm pretty sure you can think of many examples yourself in your head, has unfairly copyrighted many channels just from sounds that came from other videos that were actually stolen off of other artists. And honestly, if I had the power to just delete one set of laws, it would be copyright laws, and I would just limit it to, we'll just keep it at the fact of the owner having it, instead of, you have to buy a license and you have to go through this entire lengthy process to use it, and then you also have to accredit to them. I just want it to be to credit an artist to use their song. The people will know that's the artist. They don't have to pay to use it. That's it. But apparently we live in such a complex copyright system that in order to maximize how complicated things are, YouTube basically has a terrible system of how it works. And by the way, if I'm missing anything, please comment down. I definitely appreciate your feedback. And right now I'm at the stage where I'm not buying licenses yet for songs because I'm not exactly making money on this channel. But when I do start making money, I will be more open to buying licenses for songs to use in my videos. But YouTube also has a very unfair striking system in which random people can just strike other channels for content that they never made before. Just so, and I'm saying this, there are Discord servers filled with these evil, disgusting people that false strike channels, malicious intent, for a paid blackmail to remove them. YouTube seriously needs to get rid of this whole striking system, or at least reform it to an extent. YouTube just keeps on putting and imposing a lot of these weird policies that just makes the platform 10 times worse. And don't get me wrong, it's not all bad. YouTube also adds these really cool features, like I think playables is cool. I think the whole quizzes in your video editing page is really cool. But YouTube is adding all these weird AI policies, all these weird AI automation tools, just so Google, a humongous conglomerate, could cut down on employees. And honestly, that's not even close to like a profit loss for just having more employees. But instead, they got to use AI for it. And obviously AI at this stage is very terrible and it's very imperfect when it comes to moderating things and managing certain tasks. Let's take for instance YouTube's age verification model, which in my opinion is probably just used to take your data and sell it to other companies. But disclaimer, I'm not saying that. If you look young, even if you are above the age of 18, YouTube will basically start limiting the stuff that you can post and limiting the stuff that you can actually watch. Now this is with the exception that you show government issued ID that provides a whole plethora of all of your information to them. Now, do you think that's exactly a good idea on your behalf that they have this policy? No, it's free info for them and terrible on us. Us users of the platform have to pay for their stupid decisions. So you really need to bring this up to the higher ups on YouTube Because if we don't bring this up and if we don't argue for our freedoms on the platform, it's just gonna spread and it's gonna get worse. So on behalf of YouTubers and watchers and users in general, I hope we can just get this word out to YouTube that it's just not a good idea to be enforcing a whole bunch of things without even asking the users first. I think before imposing anything, YouTube should just be asking the YouTubers through like a poll, a community poll or something, or like have an official poll. They can do that. They can just program that onto their site. I know I've complained about lots of petty things like inaccurate subscriber counts or whatever, but this is something they could easily add on to there. And after all, it's a website. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Disclaimer, please take whatever I say with a grain of salt, but also, you might want to consider it. I'm not one of those know-it-alls, I don't know everything, but I know for a fact that by experience, I've been affected by these weird policies that we should honestly be looking to change. And I'm pretty sure you've been affected by these policies as well. So, some way or another, we're going to have to get this around YouTube and constantly struggle to keep this platform a good place for us. And let's have them impose policies that actually drive out the bad people and keep the good people on the platform. That's it. I'll see you all the next time.